ziua, suntem la Mobile World Congress 2017.
Vă prezentăm pe telecomtv.ro cele mai noi lansări ale industriei.
The Mobile World Congress is all about world records in technology. And you know me, I love technology. And you can expect me, of course, to introduce to you our new tech records today. But before I do that, allow me a somewhat unusual remark in this setting. I believe that in the world we are living in, of turmoil and tension and transition, technology cannot be a purpose in itself. Technology, and I believe 5G can do, needs to make lives better for us humans, and I think it has to have some positive contribution to mankind, actually. And this is actually what we mean by the power of 5G for a good cause. I believe in the end it's about finding things that give us back time we lost in the hectic of the digital transformation. I believe it's about enabling us to deal with our natural resources like water and energy more efficiently. And I also believe it's going to help us to identify and address diseases before they get really bad. Now I have to say something very humble. I don't believe that we, nor any company alone or business leader, knows what is good. Let's be humble. But what I want to say is, please, together, all here, when you spread it, customers and partners, this is actually the approach to jointly figure out what is good for us, for our customers, for our life. So let's figure out jointly what is the power of 5G for a good cause in this world. But I promise not to give a political speech, so now I get practical. So what's the main message here? The official start date for 5G is 2020. But it's getting real now. We are actually moving it out of the labs into reality. And what is very important, 5G, you mentioned in all the slices, is not about speed. It's a decathlon, not a sprint. It's about latency, managed latency, the Internet of Things, the ability to do secure lifecycle management for billions of sensors, and it unfolds its power only in combination with other disciplines like machine learning, security, cloud, data, sensors, and the interfaces. And by the way, innovation always occurs when different disciplines come together, what we can see in our collaboration with DICE. So, what is new now? As Tim said, at the last Mobile World Congress, we were the first one to have built an end-to-end functioning 5G system with these different network slices who can do the different things. And there was one world record I was super proud of. And that was the world record in low latency below 1 millisecond. This is what we demoed here. Now you, the industry partner, told us super low latency is fantastic. But guys, it needs to work for a longer period of time. It has to be guaranteed latency. I mean, it's pretty obvious. If I do a remote surgery, the entire thing needs to work for the 2 hours or whatever the surgery takes. Or if I drive with my car autonomously, it should better work. Or if you're gaming, you don't want to jump around between super high ping, low ping, high ping, low ping. Yeah, but you want to have it working all the time. So now what we managed to do is to create an advanced 5G end-to-end system that actually has a guaranteed low latency of 8 milliseconds for a long period of time. So, and in order to show that to you, let me introduce you to Robbie. Robbie is, if you wish, the avatar of Professor Fitzek. That's the gentleman with the beard from Technical University Dresden. And Robbie is copying in real time the moves of Jan. That's the guy here at my right. So Jan and the glasses and his gloves are connected via our 5G slice to Robbie. So the avatar Robbie should perform his movements in real times. By the way, you have to go and see, it's pretty spooky. When you touch the Robbie and the fingers, it feels like a human being, but you have to go and see. So, now what is that good for? What is that good for? I like to call Robbie, by the way, he looks like Wall-E from the Walt Disney movie, for those who've seen this. What is it good for? I like to call Robbie the unvulnerable avatar of Professor Fitzek. Because unlike Professor Fitzek, that Robbie could go into a burning house, into a burning forest, or it could go in an area like Fukushima, or an area where you have deep contamination, and actually perform real time like a human being, without endangering any human being which you would have sent to this place. Professor Fitzek also said to me, you can think about Robbie en miniature. So your mini avatar. And if you are so small, you might imagine what you can perform in terms of micro fiddling. Yeah? So this is actually the avatar, and the guaranteed low latency makes it possible that the one runs like Robbie. So the second thing is about combining fantasy with reality. The combination of virtual reality and real reality around the Carrera bar. And I don't know who has played with the Carrera bar. It's not only for the little girls or little boys inside of us, but please go there and play with the Carrera bar. It's a physical Carrera trace, and when you actually run on the Carrera trace, you wear glasses, and you see an artificial scenery over the glasses, and you get real-time information, for instance, about the speed of your competitors. So it's a combining real world on the Carrera racetrack with information you get. Now, what is so special about it? The computing power for that is actually in the cloud, and it's connected via the 5G slice for broadband connectivity with the glasses. In traditional technology, in order to perform such a case, you would have to wear a backpack with 20 kilos of tech stuff. Now, in order to get that computing power done in your glasses. Now, go there. I have to say, the glasses are still somewhat heavy when you wear them, but then the next generation would be with these fantastic size glasses. Now, so where do you need that one for? Of course, you can think about fantastic scenarios on gaming. But for industries, it's what you said. Yeah? You get real-time information, for example, when you go on an dangerous ground and you need your people to give real-time while you're using your hands. Yeah? So this is also for that use case when people go somewhere, have to use their hands, but you need to actually feed in real-time information about them. So that's about the augmented reality case. And now I'm leaving, so to say, the tech trials and come to the commercial launch about getting real. And this is about narrowband IoT. So, last year, 3 billion human beings were connected around the globe. In 2018, round about 30 billion sensors of things. And by the way, the sensors will be everywhere. In garbage pans, in canalization with wastewater, in the smart meters, which are typically in the basements, they will be everywhere. So what does that mean? They have to be super robust. They have to have a very long life cycle. Yeah? 10 years. Low battery, they have to be at low cost. By the way, they have to have deep indoor coverage. Why that? Because normally the canalization is not the first spot where we provide coverage, as you can imagine. So they have to work everywhere. They have to be secure, and it has to be a standard that works worldwide. So now Deutsche Telekom was actually the first company who in autumn last year did a functioning end-to-end test on that narrowband IoT technology, which is the underlying technology in the network, which helps to manage all these in the future billions of devices resource efficiently. And now I have to say I'm very, very happy to announce that as we speak, we are rolling out narrowband IoT technology in 8 countries. So Austria, Croatia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Poland, Slovakia, and the Netherlands. In addition to that, we will also make the first commercial products and services available this year in the respective countries. The first commercial product and service we had was with a company called ISTA. For those of you who don't know ISTA, ISTA is a European smart energy service provider, and they have 15 million connected devices across Europe, smart meters in the basement, and now we are actually measuring heat consumption of these meters and portraying them in a new format of bill. So other customer use cases will follow. I expect, because I was asked that before, that they will very much focus on the areas of smart city, smart waste management, get the devices into the garbage bins, smart energy management around smart metering, smart parking. And for our industrial clients, it's all going to be about predictive maintenance. By the way, that's such a typical sample. You see it's pretty small. It fits into the garbage bin or wherever you want to put it. This is here the narrowband IoT sensor, which you can actually see embedded in these cases. So, narrowband IoT is, I think, bringing the power of the internet to the B2B world. And Tim, you might be right, it's less sexy than shampoo, yeah? But I'm not so sure, because I think it's super sexy, because it actually says that we in Europe can win the second race, the second part of the race of the digitization, because now it's getting about the real serious stuff on B2B use cases, yeah? So, talking about real, there's another thing which is important about going real. Most of our B2B customers, even the small ones, are actually global clients. And they say, it's fantastic if you have it in Croatia, or in Greece, or in Germany, We want to have it globally. So, and therefore we were actually very happy that we could demo on February the 14th, together with our partner South Korean Telekom, a 5G network servicing pilot, a transcontinental one. It's actually like a roaming agreement. Yeah, so we are an advanced roaming agreement. The European customers get SLA so that they can use the same functionalities in the network of South Korean Telekom as vice versa. That was a technical trial on 5G. Beyond that, we also had, or having with South Korean Telekom, a new alliance around security. You might well be aware we are in a world where complexity is growing exponentially, and so do security challenges. So therefore we agreed to do an alliance which looks at the technology preconditions to deal with quantum cryptology. By the way, I'm not going to explain now quantum computing and quantum cryptology. Maybe it's complicated. It's really about a partnership which looks at the technical requirements to actually have a level of security which needs to be significantly higher than what we have today. I mean, it's pretty obvious to think if everything is connected, complexity grows exponentially and you need new things to cope with that. And finally, last but not least, actually an hour ago, we signed a new partnership agreement with China Unicom for global machine-to-machine connectivity. And we are actually putting together our machine-to-machine platforms. And as a result of that, the European clients in our market who are using the machine-to-machine connectivity can have the same machine-to-machine connectivity experience in China and the other way around for the Chinese customers here in our European footprint. And it's actually the first partnership of such a dimension where it's not only a commercial partnership but where we are also technically integrating the platforms, meaning that you have the same user experience in China as in Europe. And we are pretty proud of that because 35% of machine-to-machine connections happen nowadays in China. So to sum it up, we have actually three things. Number one, we believe that together with our customers and partners, we need to look for use cases that are good for what we are doing. In narrowband IoT, certain things are pretty obvious when it comes to saving water, saving energy. That's probably pretty good. Number two, it's getting real. The rollout of narrowband IoT happens in 8 countries in our Deutsche Telekom footprint, plus, of course, associated to that the first availability of the first commercial products, mainly around smart cities and predictive maintenance, and been able to solve the problem of guaranteed low latency and get a better experience around augmented reality. And last but not least, we believe it's a global world of connections. We can now offer, today, for our machine-to-machine customers global connectivity with the same user experience in China. And we continue to work heavily, both on security as well as on 5G with our thought leadership partner, South Korean Telekom. So that's basically it in a nutshell.